Islands. Just what was different about this game for you guys?
Well, we executed in a lot of phases. Our guys practiced well, practiced with some grit, but we made some plays in one-on-one situations. We're really proud of the way Zach played. He got banged up early, so got some late hits, and I don't know if they were trying to rough him up to get in his head, but he held in there and was really proud of the way that he got up and led our offense. We were able to run the ball and mix that in, which obviously helped. And then, finishing that long drive, even though we didn't get some points, knocked off about I think 8 minutes or so to finish the game was really really nice to see our guys. I'd love to have seen them score, but really nice to see our guys finish a game that way.
From your perspective, you mentioned the late hits. Was that kind of the turning point? You think that kind of kicked Zach into high gear?
Well, I don't know if it kicked him into high gear, but he definitely was focusing. He had a really good week of practice. He knew that that he was in a competition to start today, and I thought he prepared really well. And when he came out here and early on they tried to get in his head maybe, but he stood up to it. And sometimes you got to stand up to the bully to feel good about yourself, and I think that may have been part of it.
How satisfying is it for you as a coach to see a kid like that who's had a rough year, up and down, some off the field issues, stuff like that, to really buckle down late in the year and have a great performance like that?
Well, it's real satisfying. It's why you coach. You got to take guys from where they're at to where we need to get them to, and it's been well documented. He's had his ups and downs, but I think he's a guy that the team's very important to. And he took it to heart. And he worked hard this week, and it showed tonight. And
defensively, a couple turnovers. Bro had a couple more tackles for loss. It seemed like the defense was able to make some game-changing plays tonight.
Yeah, we've got to get back to where we take the ball away. 3 takeaways. The early one with Jeff, and then Dro getting the pick, and then the late one with Taekwon in the end zone taking points off the board. All 3 of those plays were big. You play an explosive team. You got to make those plays, and it was good to see our guys do that.
And going forward here, you got a tough BYU team next week. What will this win do? How can you carry it over?
Well, obviously, you love the fact that you've got some momentum going from here, but we realize that the task can be really tall this week. We got a heck of a team in Provo. They're having a nice year. They're huge, and our hands are gonna be full. But we'll get back Monday and prepare, and get right on it.
Those personal foul penalties, that's the most personal fouls I've ever seen in a football game, at least in person. Was it just natural flow of the game, or did you kind of have maybe a little issue with it at some point?
Well, I didn't have an issue because they're calling it on them. It was something that I'd never seen before. I think it's a very difficult situation when you have a team that loses its head coach. Sometimes kids' discipline can wane a little bit. I know that's not what they're teaching, but sometimes that happens. And I was impressed that in the second half they did a much better job of cleaning it up, and because I was nervous there for a while that they were just going to keep doing it.
And it could maybe get out of hand a little bit too, right?
That was my concern. That because our guys obviously when you keep taking those shots, natural reaction is you want to retaliate, but we told our guys you can't retaliate. The official will take care of it.
Final thought: getting a win on the road for this team, this young team. What does that mean?
Well, it's really big. Anytime you go, on the road in conference, it's difficult, especially coming on a trip all the way out here. All these things for our young guys are huge. To learn to prepare, to go and do the right things, and most importantly, come out and execute.